Good afternoon and welcome to everyone. It's the third game of the World Champs Cape Town. We've got the Alex Chiefs and the Old Fools from Melbourne. And with me in the commentary box this afternoon we've got Omar Henry, who's a legend of South African cricket. Good afternoon, Omar.
Good afternoon, Ross.
How are you
Lovely
doing?
windy day.
Windy Cape Town without the wind. So we've got Old Fools, Eddie Chang and Isaac Hunt opening the batting, and Raymond Lebokana opening the bowling for the Alex Township Chiefs. Got Neil McKenzie making his debut today for the Alex guys. He looked pretty nervous before the game. Did you notice the same thing?
Well, he could hardly speak to me when we met down there inside. But I also feel exactly the same. You know, it's a different concept. It's a likable concept, I think. I'm sure the guys who've played it quite a lot has found it very interesting and enjoyable. Everything that's shortened today, people seems to like it.
Exactly.
The longer formats is not many people love it anymore, but I was at the T20 game last night with the Cobras and the Titans, and it was a very, very good crowd. It's possibly the best they had for a very long time.
It was a great game and a great finish.
Yep, it was.
I think people these days are, especially the amateur cricketers, are just very busy with life. So the shortened game gives guys the chance to be able to still participate and still carry on with their lives, you know.
Well, I think the T20. I was introduced with 2020 cricket in the 80s when I went to Scotland, and it was unheard of in South Africa then.
Yeah.
But you played it because they had the sun out longer in the evenings, only set round about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And today it is a worldwide phenomenon.
That's fantastic.
The good thing about what I think of this last man stand is that you know, you can have a very busy schedule working wise,
Yes.
and still find time to come and enjoy yourself with your mates and play for 2 hours, which is fantastic, you know.
It's really simple because everything is organised for you. So you just need to turn up with your team and the umpires and the grounds are organised. And then the stats and the global stats are the players love because they can see how they're tracking in the world.
Well, that's a very interesting thing because it's not just professional cricketers who like to see the stats and discuss it and whatever. I think all cricketers, whether you're just a social cricketer, it's part of you socializing and discussing the performances and the rankings and everything.
Yeah. So currently the Old Fools are 16 for naught after 2 overs. Great shot. Into the trees.
That's flat back.
Isaac Hunt hitting it nicely.
Big man, connect one, and it disappeared out the ground.
I'm quite used to that with my left arm spinners.
You also disappear quite frequently, is it?
It's all about growing up as a young man in South Africa. I used to follow your career, and I loved the flight of a left arm spinner. I always think that it's half the battle getting the batsman out.
Well, most people thought that spin bowling would be a dying trade with T20.
Yeah.
Today, everybody wants spinners and sometimes two in their team to play T20 cricket. It's amazing how spinners really made their mark in 2020 cricket.
Wide called by the umpire. Yes, but you're right. I think good spinners in any team are valuable.
I was at the game last night there at Newlands, and somebody was talking to me or asking me questions about my playing days and whatever. And I was telling the story about how Boland played against Transvaal, the mighty Mean Machine.
Remember that very well.
And that was one hell of a team. And we had them in trouble, and Ricey walked to the crease. And we knew he was going to attack us because that was his nature.
Yeah.
And I said to the captain, look, what's the strategy here? And he says, well, if we get him out, we could have a chance here.
Yeah.
And I said, well, the only way to get him out here is he's going to attack me. But we've got to keep throwing the ball out and let him keep hitting.
Yeah.
6 sixes is 36.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That
is big. That is huge. With ease.
Bowler didn't enjoy that.
They couldn't have.
He's contemplating the next part of his over.
So yeah, we started the over. Ball number 1 disappeared into the factory at Odelibitas. Second one, even further, amongst the bottles.
Yeah.
Third one, again. And the captain came to me while we were waiting for the ball. He said, are you sure this is a good strategy?
Yeah.
I said, well, we will only find out when the over is finished. Fortunately, the fourth ball, a little bit higher, a little bit shorter, and he hit it straight up. And I just shouted, mine.
Yeah.
Nobody had to come close.
Did you give him a send-off?
Well, quietly.
Remember, as a young boy going and watching the Benson Hedges night game?
Yes.
And being from Johannesburg, that Transvaal team was...
Yeah, they were a mean quality team. Then when Kale Charan and Sylvester joined them, it was even
stronger.
Much stronger team.
Yeah.
So the Alex guys are now contemplating the same way that we did when we played the Mean Machine. How far are we going to fetch these balls?
So we've got Matume, two more balls to finish us over. Thankfully he's not tracing Isaac Hunt, bowling to Isaac Hunt. Apologies, that's Raymond's starting Great shot. Too short. Leg side. Gonna fetch that all day bowling there.
Well, at that pace, he knew by now that there's no ways he can bowl that short. These guys coming from Australia, they will know how to deal with those short deliveries.
Yep. Used to hard bouncy pitches. Shot. It's a great shot. Great shot by Eddie.
On the back knee and through the line. Can't ask for better.
2020 at its best.
Oh, very seldom you'll see 50 odd runs after 4.3 overs.
Exactly.
So the old fools will be happy with this kind of style.
So are you based in Cape Town these days?
Yes, I'm born and bred Stellenbosch.
Yep.
Lived there until about a year ago. And then all my children left home. House became too big for two people. And then we decided to move to the coast in the Strand, Falls Bay area. So far more relaxing, not much of a hurry anymore.
In terms of your involvement in cricket locally?
Well, I do a bit of mentoring, player mentoring.
Yeah. I could do this. Can you do some of that for me off air today?
And bit of private coaching with youngsters who's got the ambition to improve their cricket and maybe have an ambition to play professional cricket. Try and assist them and guide them. And then also coaches who wants to improve their coaching.
So that's 51 for Norths after 5 overs. Old Fools are going strong here. Isaac Hunt's on strike. I think he's eyeing out that car corner boundary again.
Well, they're both going at very good strike rates.
Yep.
26 of 18 and 25 of 9. Can't ask for better.
Fantastic striking. Are you still involved in the Proteas in the Cricket South Africa setup anymore?
Well, I do. They do ask me every now and again to come and do some work in the academy
Okay.
with the spinners, and then every now and again the province will ask me to come and work with their spinners, whether it's in KZN or wherever.
Okay.
So those are the kind of projects that keep me busy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh, that's another big one. Full toss
Great
on the
shot.
leg side.
Fetch that.
They're dealing in boundaries, these boys. I think they hate running between the wickets.
I know. Saving the energy for the field. Great shot by Eddie. One of the rules is that you retire at 50,
Okay.
so you can come back at the end.
No, I like the concept. I was in a discussion the other day about school cricket, um, especially primary school cricket, where parents would like to see their children participate um, instead of watching their teammates bat or bowl, and they don't get a chance sometimes. And I can imagine some parents that doesn't really know the game.
Yeah.
Once their kid take take up the sport, um, they won't be very happy. So a concept like this could work. Now we're watching another glorious cover drive.
Great shot. Here's the gap. These guys are making it look easy. But yes, exactly what you say about the juniors is you'll find that if they're not getting a chance, they'll lose interest and they'll be gone to the game. So a format like this where everyone's getting maximum participation and involvement, and because it takes quicker than a whole day's cricket, then it's exciting, it's fun, and it keeps them interested.
Well, I think a format like this in the entire primary school sort of period, where the kid is in the primary until the age of 13, if you have this product actively in primary school cricket, you could find some talent, some raw talent, and possibly work with it further.
Yeah.
You know.
My opinion on that would be because you want your first 11 and second 11 to be strong, because that's going to create good provincial cricket and guys growing up, so you want to keep that element going. But it's for the second or third, fourth time standard cricketer that might lose interest. You get him playing this format, and that's currently a pilot that I'm running in New Zealand at the moment, and I ran a successful one in London this year. The first and second team players stay playing their games and they play normal cricket. They go through the traditional club structures because that's important. But the less talented guys play LMS, and they love it because they're playing and it's quick and short, and so it works for them.
Well, for me, there's two ways about it. The one is the participation, and possibly at a more serious level, if you allow the guys to play this kind of T20 games, because it's an 8-a-side, you almost breed them under pressure.
Yeah.
You know. And for me, T20 it's a global product now. And we've seen the IPL grow, we've seen the Big Bash and all that. So it's gonna create opportunities for more cricketers. And the earlier you can start developing them, the better. And sometimes we as South Africans, we don't court on quick enough. We wait and wait and wait, and other countries is just passing us by. So for me, now that I've seen this concept, that's another one.
Oh, nearly. 6 more.
With ease. He just hit them with ease.
Isaac Hunt's 30 of 12, and the new batsman at the crease is Phil Callahan.
Now the big man is enjoying himself.
Yep.
For me, there's no doubt that we will have to take 2020 cricket seriously.
Yes.
Not only because of the opportunity to earn big money, but I think if if we as a South African nation wants to become better at it, we need to really explore much more better avenues in giving youngsters an opportunity to play it and be creative. And this way is a way of becoming creative, I reckon.
Phil Callahan wasn't too sure where it was going. I think he got some bad on it. 4 runs.
I also like the 5 ball over.
Yes.
Very good.
And then we've got the double play.
Yes.
So what that is the striker is caught out. The non-striker has to be at the non-striker's end. So if he is not there and he's run out, then you can lose 2 wickets with 1 ball. So creates some teams love it, some teams hate it. It's a talking point.
Well, anything different,
Exactly.
you know, add value to it, make people think.
Sharp. And then the home run rule, which is if you hit the last ball of the innings for 6, counts as 12. So if you're chasing a big total, you get to within, you get to 11 off the last ball. In normal cricket, the game's over.
Yeah.
But with this you can still win it, and I've seen it happen quite a few times.
Is it?
It's really, really, really good. I've seen games where the bowler actually doesn't know that rule. So it's
Yeah.
say if it's his first game and he bowls and he goes for 6 and he thinks, well, he's won the game for his team. But then the batting team run on in all the excitement because they know they've won it.
Right.
Well fielded.
Hunt is definitely not interested in running.
No.
He wants those boundaries.
Yeah. Great catch. Well done. That's
Not
it.
a bad knock. 40 of 17 balls. Unfortunately for him, didn't connect this one. Straight up in the air.
He's got his team off to a solid start. Flying start, should I say. Well bowled, Christopher Mohali.
Alex Hughes are definitely trying to strategize better, getting that run rate down.
Neil McKenzie giving the boys a bit of advice. He's a good man. Fantastic to have him involved this week.
Loved the game. Used to play against his father.
Kevin,
He was fantastic batter.
yeah. Good on the short ball.
He could cut and hook and pull for a living.
Yeah.
But a fantastic guy on the cricket field and a serious competitor.
Brilliant. That's what you want in any form of sport. You want someone to be competitive and on the field and off McKenzie.
The legs are not so strong anymore. It's amazing. He's possibly spent most of his time in the slips.
Yeah.
First slip or gully, whatever.
Yeah.
Now as an old timer, he's sweeping on the boundary.
Yeah.
Lovely.
With 8-a-side cricket, and obviously only 6 fielders, with no place to hide.
He's a very brave man.
So we're 81 for 2 after 9. Matt Angus at the crease with full Callahan.
He don't like it too straight. He likes the width.
Yeah.
There's the width.
Yep.
Oh!
Brave second that.
He's really struggling coming back there.
Running like he's got a piano in his back. Rich coming from me, so I'm not having a go at him.
Well, it's not so easy into the wing.
It's always easy in the commentary box.
Always.
That's the only
Easy
thing.
game behind the mic.
Yep. So I mentioned earlier before we came on air about the global stats, Omar. So every game is recorded on our website, and everything you do gets a local, regional, national and international ranking. So the guys that are playing in London compare themselves to the guys in New Delhi, to Bangladesh, to Auckland, to Dubai, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and everywhere. So it's fantastic.
Nice. And I only saw it, now in, when was your tournament in Glasgow? April, May? April, yeah. I was planning to go in April because my son played in Scotland.
Okay.
And that's when I heard that Herschel was going to be there.
Yes.
So I contacted him and asked what was he doing there. So he then explained it to me. But unfortunately, I only managed to get to Scotland later, around about June, July. So I missed that one, but that was my first sort of coming to know about last man stands.
So change of ends, it's 10 overs. So at 10 overs we change ends. And looks like we've got Neil McKenzie into the attack. Setting his field.
Very specific of where he wants them to be.
I think he probably wants them walking in from outside the boundary. This will be good.
But an off is there.
Off is, yeah.
But an off is there. And he's not stupid either. He bowls to the long boundary as well.
Yeah.
Not to the short side.
So, wise head that. Well bowled.
But an air outside off stump.
It's 2 dots.
Gold dust. Oh.
4 bars. Doesn't look happy with his keeper.
Nah, not at all.
Let's see what he can do. Chip shot is over. Throws it up. Oh, edges it.
He's got no third man. Four on the leg side, only 2 on the offside. Very brave man.
So that's another rule. It's the power play, fielding power play. So normally you can only have 3 fielders on each side of the wicket, but for 3 consecutive overs of your innings, you can have a 4-2 field.
All right. Okay. Very interesting.
Which only really works, we find, well, from experience, if you can bowl one side of the wicket. If you start bowling the wrong side of the wicket, you've got a 4-2 field. It's not going to help.
Oh, very good. I like it. I like it.
So after 11 overs, it's 95 for 2. With the crease, we've still got Phil Callahan, who's 18, not out, 16, not out till 15, and Matt Angus, who's 4 off 3.
So this is the second over of the power play.
Yes.
Right.
Oh. That's 6.
Good shot. It was almost a gift. Nice full toss.
So back to your, when you're in Scotland,
Ooh, this one is big.
that's,
No, it's hanging in the air.
oh no,
I dropped it.
didn't look like you wanted it at all.
Dropped it. I thought that went over the sunscreen.
More like giving a guy catching practice. Oh, wow. So you coached in Scotland for 13 years?
Well, I went over as a professional.
Which part?
Started off in Glasgow. I did well, but the time when the guy approached me, I didn't even know that they were playing cricket in
Yeah.
Scotland, and I was quite surprised. So because I didn't know much about it, I sort of agreed to go for 2 weekends just to see before I came home to South Africa at the end of the season. So I went up to Glasgow, and a lot of people said to me, why Scotland and why Glasgow? You know, it rains and rain every day.
Yeah, and cold.
And cold as well. So I just wanted to see what it was going to be like. So I went up the 2 weekends, and the place, the cricket club I went to was actually Pollock Cricket Club,
Okay.
Polloc, and they were situated almost like in an estate.
Okay.
So you're surrounded by gardens and beautiful,
Yeah, brilliant.
and right in the middle there's this cricket ground, and
Yeah.
surrounded by at the left side by a golf course.
Okay.
And I thought, well, irrespective of the weather, I could spend most of my time in a place like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, after the 2 weekends, I decided now I'm going to give it a go, and from a 3-year contract, it ended up a 13-year.
13-year contract. Huge hit. 6 more.
Nice gentle full toss on the leg side, and
Gets,
he made the best of that one.
gets Sam Booth off the mark. What a great first ball to receive as a batsman.
Lovely gift. Another one. Just couldn't get hold of that one.
Matt Angus back on strike. Knocks it out to the cover boundary. What a beautiful setting for cricket. Omar.
Lovely setting.
Another full toss. It's gone miles. Fantastic striking that.
He loves that square leg boundary.
Lamini will be happy his over's finished.
Now the beauty of Cape Town is Table Mountain. When you see Table Mountain,
Oh,
then you know.
it's got to be one of the most beautiful places in the world to watch cricket, play cricket.
Well, you Joburgers don't like Cape Town, do you?
We like to come here on holiday. Bill McKenzie back into the attack.
He used to say to me in Joburg, life is too slow in Cape Town. Pedestrians. Oh, he's played that nicely.
Good shot.
Played that beautiful.
Good shot. There's the theory that Cape Townians are very precious about the mountain. Is that a rumour? Is that true?
That's true. Not just Table Mountain, but all mountains.
Yeah.
All mountains. When we get to Joburg, we're longing for it. We
Yeah.
can't see it.
Yeah. It's therapeutic.
We get lost.
This is a beacon of where you are.
Absolutely,
You know where you are in Cape Town
absolutely.
if you can see the mountain. Well bowled.
Typical batsman who's a bowler.
Yeah.
When he hit the pads, he thinks he must be out.
Exactly. True. Well bowled, Neil
He's
McKenzie.
got his wicket.
Those wickets.
He's got his wicket.
Welcome back. Welcome back. fantastic spell, 1 for 13. Wicket there.
The scoreboard pressure.
Well bowled, Mahatle.
Bowled fairly straight, a very short run up. Very fast arm action.
So Sean Kennedy. Off the mark now. Charles Langenfeld's just arrived at the ground.
He's also another guest player.
Yep. Fantastic bowler in his day. Death bowling is his speciality, is what you say?
Yes, definitely. That's where he really made his name.
Yeah.
And, was a reliable bowler for any captain.
Yeah.
He was like wine. The older he got, the better he played.
Yeah. Mackenzie's 4th over.
Mackenzie mixing it up nicely. Some quicker balls.
That brings to an end a fantastic spell for Mackenzie. 4 overs, 1 for 16. Those figures will get him right up there in the bowling rankings for the tournament.
Well, he will definitely be proud of that. I think this is his first outing in last man stand, is it? Has he played before?
He's played a couple of games before, but never for the whole tournament. So
And I'll take those figures anytime.
what were your best bowling figures, Omar?
Oh, that's a big question. That's a big question. I think it hovers around.
6 foot?
No, I never had a 6 foot. I had 4 foot. 4 for 16, 4 for 15, always around there. But not often. I used to say to the batters when they hit me for big sixes, and I said to them, why do you have to hit the ball so far? You only get 6, no 12.
It's a great thing to say.
When you say that to the batter, then they want to hit you even further. Oh, it was the keeper's catch. He's not happy. He's not happy. But the wind, I tell you, it's really playing with that one.
The ball was swirling around everywhere there. So 2 overs to go. And 143 for 5. I think they'll be looking for at least 160.
Unfortunately for the Alex team, little bit of a mishap there.
Coming over the wicket now, change of attack. That's some great bowling. He's actually walked.
Very good line, very good length is bowled.
Fantastic bowling, nagging away at that off stump. Didn't wait for the umpire to give him out. Done the good old Adam Gilchrist.
Well, at least the spirit also is alive here in this last man stand competition.
Omar, what's your theory on walking? If the umpire gives you not out, do you think you should umpire's there to do a job, or do you think if you nick it you should walk?
I was always the believer that you should walk because 9 out of 10 you know when you've nicked it.
Yep.
And therefore you just make everybody's life much easier.
Yeah.
But I also understand and understood any player or any batter that waits for the umpire to give him out. I can understand that as well.
That's some good points there.
Well, from the start of the Old Fools, I think Alex will be very happy with this kind of score to chase.
And they've pulled it back very well.
I think Mackenzie will say that he's contributed big time to this.
He'll talk a big game. Big swing for 1 run.
Good death bowling. Full toss, knee height, straight. Can't go wrong with that.
He misses, you hit.
How he got that ball there, it's just amazing. The right foot out of the way, opened the face of the bat, and it went square on the offside.
Textbook cricket, that.
Not many will be happy with that, but it's effective in 2020 cricket.
So that's it for the innings. 156 for 6 after 20. Should be a very gettable target. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Western Province Cricket Club. We've got the Old Fools who've posted 156. And the Alex guys now going to look to chase that down with, I think Mackenzie will be batting at 8. Good afternoon, Omar Henry again.
Good afternoon, Ross. Well, it will be an interesting chase. Alex side looks a far more athletic side than the Old Fools.
They've got some youth on their side. Looks like Sean Kennedy will be opening the bowling for the Old Fools. Seasoned veteran. This is second World Champs. He was in Barbados 2 years ago.
All right. The Alex Chiefs off the mark. That looked very close, that. I just missed the top of the stumps, came back nicely.
Wide ball. Back to the rules. Another rule of LMS is obviously the 5 ball overs. If you bowl one wide, it's 1 run. If you bowl another wide, then it's 3 runs, and that ball is not rebowled. So it'll be a maximum bowl 6 ball over. But the last over of each innings is normal cricket. So you keep bowling until you bowl 5 legal balls.
Okay.
Because if you're thinking, if you're trying to defend a total, and you think if I just bowl 5-6 wides, they won't get there. But now, because you're playing normal cricket over, it eliminates teams trying that.
Bowl too many wides, is it?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Clipped off his legs. Good fielding in the boundary of Matt Angus. Four for naught after 1 over. As you can hear in the background, some teams enjoying themselves in the bar, as you do after a game of cricket. It's going way down leg.
Oh, good shot. Lovely piece of fielding there on the boundary.
Good cricket all round. Sam Booth bowling. Oh. You're looking forward to the 4-day test match?
I think it's going to be a fantastic summer with India and Australia visiting South Africa.
That's going to be fantastic.
I think the mere fact that the Ashes is on now and in Australia, India coming to South Africa and then Australia coming here, you will know after the end of the season who's possibly the top two dogs in the world.
I'm looking very much forward to all of that. Let's hope South Africa can do well and win both series.
Well, I think all things equal, South Africa should be at full strength. With Dale Steinbach, he's looking in good shape. He's fit and strong.
Great to have him back. What's your opinion on Otis Gibson appointment, Omar?
Bit of a surprise, but you know, it's like I read in the paper the panel was looking for somebody unfortunately did well to get there, couldn't grab it. Hold on to that. And we're looking for somebody with international experience and somebody that knows how to win trophies. I think from a South African perspective, the World Cup is so important. Again, just short.
Let's hit him straight on the knee.
So it will be interesting to see, you know, what he's going to bring to the table. The expectation is there for every time South Africa goes to a World Cup to win it. Unfortunately, we just seem to be our own enemy.
Now Mackenzie with his pads on. Looks like he's pretty focused on the task ahead.
Well, they've got a huge task ahead now already. Alex Chiefs 15 after 3 overs. The Old Fools were dealing in boundaries in the first 5 overs.
That they were. Maybe they're just setting up the platform for Mackenzie to come in and use all his class and experience to see the game out. I'm recently back from New Zealand, Omar, and I met up with Grant Elliott.
Ah,
He's a good friend of mine from back in the day, and we spoke about that infamous night in Auckland when he hit Dale Steyn out the park to send South Africa packing, and he said he actually felt for Dale Steyn.
well, it's good of him to feel for Dale Steyn, but at the end of the day, he was the hero.
Yep.
He did very well. Another boundary. I think that's the first boundary for Alex Chiefs.
He's a really good guy.
He's a lovely cricketer. I saw him playing for South Africa under 19.
Yep.
Always felt that he could get somewhere in cricket. Fortunately or unfortunately, had to leave South Africa and represent New Zealand.
Great shot down on one knee. And 6 more. Fantastic batting this.
Picked it up sweetly. Look at that. Through the line, with the wind, and away she goes.
Both these batsmen look to be setting themselves up nicely for a good innings here.
Very good throw. Excellent run out there for the old fools.
Great fielding. Great charge. Pierce the gap. Oh, that's great fielding. Good teamwork there.
Well placed shot there through just in front of square. Good piece of fielding.
Oh, some great bowling too. Cut him in half.
That came back nicely. Just missed the off stump.
So this is the Alex Chiefs second World Champs. In 2013 they came out to the UK and they played a game at Lord's.
Lovely.
We had our opening ceremony and closing ceremony at Lord's on the nursery ground.
Fantastic.
But just a fantastic experience for amateur cricketers to to play on such a wonderful ground?
Well, my claim to fame is playing at Lord's and playing at Newlands. That's my claim to fame.
That's a great claim to fame.
Two iconic grounds in world cricket for me. Newlands and Lord's.
Fantastic. Oh, Mackenzie. He's got away with murder, that one. Look plumb from the commentary box.
Oh, leg buys. I thought he got back onto it.
Oh,
Bowler can't believe that one.
oh. Bowler's having a word.
Typical Australian. Never short of one.
Exactly.
Excellent shot.
Oh, great
And a
fielding.
fantastic piece of fielding.
Brilliant. Great to see the commitment from the old fools. Guys putting their bodies on the line in the outfield. And Causey going at a runner ball. And Mackenzie yet to get off the mark. Great shot. Let's clip that down to fine leg. Fantastic shot.
Very risky. Well played.
What was your highest score batting, Omar?
My highest score in all cricket.
Yeah.
243
Really?
in the club game.
Brilliant. That's fantastic.
I was bowled first ball.
That's no ball.
No. Hit leg stump and the bails went up and fall back.
Wow.
And I thought that was it. That's my luck.
Yeah. That's
my
it.
day.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
I just climbed into everything.
Which club did you play at for in Boland?
I played for a few clubs in the Boland. I was employed by Boland Cricket, and then they seconded me to various clubs every second or third
Okay.
season. And the same in Scotland. After my first 2 years, I was employed by Scotland as well.
Okay.
And then they seconded me to other clubs in the different leagues over that 13 years. So it was quite a good experience to sort of go around
Yes.
the country and play for various clubs and see how they operate.
And the obvious thinking would have been for you to share all your knowledge and experience from the game with all the different clubs.
Well, it also gave me an opportunity to see who's who in the various leagues and identify talent and all that, you know. So it was very good. The main aim of the Scottish job was to, once they've decided that they're not going to go the county route, they were going to go the ICC route.
Okay.
It was a case of qualify for the World Cup, and while I was there, they made the application, and for some reason there was something wrong with the application, or it was done too late. But they qualified then for the World Cup that was in South Africa.
Okay.
And I just left. I left Scotland in '92 to play for when I got picked for South Africa.
Yes.
That's when I left Scotland.
Yes. Okay.
And then the following World Cup they qualified. That was in South Africa. So the nucleus of that team was basically, well, the entire squad actually.
So 6 for Mackenzie. Great shot. Flat batted it over mid off.
Oh, but a width there and 2 full. It's picked them up nicely. So it was basically the entire squad that was brought up through the 13 years that has represented Scotland in the first World Cup.
Brilliant. Because they also qualified for the 2007 World Cup in the Caribbean.
That's right.
And good mate of mine, Ryan Watson, he
Okay.
was the captain.
Yes. He's a Joburger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
King Edward's boy.
Yep. He's a Joburger.
He's a good man.
Well, since my memory served me right, since I was there, quite a lot of South Africans went to play there.
Yeah. Shot, Neil.
All picked up again.
Great shot.
Just tray down, middle and leg. Bread and butter for him. Bread and butter for him. You don't miss them.
Don't bowl on his legs. Shot. Starting to put the foot down on the accelerator is Mackenzie. I think he's probably quite keen to get into the bar and have a beer. Shot. Wide down leg. So if I'm not mistaken, I might did, was it 92 at Calcutta that you played in that first test match, South Africa back, the readmission?
No, I played here my first test match in South Africa. I played when India came to tour here,
Okay, so was that 93?
93. I retired after that test
Yeah,
series.
yeah. When, I
I made my debut in Durban, the first test.
How did you go?
Played all right, not too bad. It was possibly one of the most flattest pitches I played on.
Great shot, Neil Mackenzie.
I bowled something like almost 30 overs. On a pitch that hardly spun an inch. And they were comfortable. The Indians coming down the wicket. Just held that one on. But it was I think the mere fact that I played against them for Scotland. We used to play every touring side in a 50 over game, in a one dayer. So by the time I played for South Africa in a test match, the international arena wasn't new to me, you know, so I think that helped me a lot. Oh, his placing is very good, Mackenzie.
Picking these off at ease now. Mackenzie's sponsored by the LMS kit shop. Looks like a good piece of willow that he's got.
Improvised nicely.
Delicate little glance down to third man. Gets himself off strike. Obviously very well documented how superstitious Neil was back in the day.
Yes. Very much so. Very much so. Never wanted to stand on the line. Used to cross them different ways.
The
pads was going to be put on differently as well.
Yeah.
There's a beauty.
And the classic story of the one before he went into bat the one day, well, the guy strapped his pads to the dressing room ceiling, and then he got 100 that day. And then for the next season or two, before he batted, he had to.
Oh, that's big.
He had to have his pads strapped to the dressing room roof.
He just held that on with the wind. That was right in the slot. Through the line with ease. So he needs a taxi to bring that ball back.
Looks like the ball's been lost. Alex Chiefs cruising this now, 85 for 1 after 9.1 overs. Mackenzie set at 34 of 12.
Oh, they've got themselves back into the game nicely now. Just a case of holding a good partnership here. Mix it up with a few boundaries.
As we know, 1 or 2 quick wickets could change things.
Well, that's why I think this partnership is so important.
See Bongani, great shot off the back foot, punches it into the covers.
Mackenzie definitely not interested in 2. He either deals in a single or a boundary.
Ooh. Fantastic for these young guys from Alex to be playing with Neil in their team.
This will be memories for life, this for them.
Story for the grandkids.
Yep.
That's 98 for 1 after 10 overs.
Well, it should be a cruise now. What, 68 of 10, is it?
58 of 10 needed.
Should be a dawdle, but like you say, couple of wickets could make a difference here. there still a power play to go? Or not yet? Was it dead? I'm not sure now. Did it
Still got their 3-3. Bongani back on strike. It's wide. Neil McKenzie, great. Oh, he's just got in.
Just made it. Just made it. I never thought I was going to see McKenzie taking a quick single.
Were you, again, correct me if I was wrong, but were you at one stage the convener of selectors for South Africa? That couldn't have been an easy job.
Well, it's not easy because
Everybody,
everybody, whether it's spectator or whoever, is a selector. So, but for me, it was somebody has to do it,
Yeah.
and as long as you
Consistent.
doing it to see the best of the country playing for South Africa,
Yeah.
and I always saw cricket as a game of reason, and therefore two batsmen out there, they
Great
will
shot,
reason.
Bongani.
They will reason how to score runs.
Yes.
Two bowlers bowling together, they will
Yeah.
reason how to take wickets.
Yes.
And whether you're selecting, you're going to reason.
Yeah.
Some people select themselves.
Yeah.
Others, as you go down the list,
Yeah.
you'll have to find
Yeah.
always the last 2 or 3 people. There'll be competition in terms of 2-3 people vying for the same place.
Yeah.
But there's not that much difference between the two. So what is it? And then most times it comes down to the captain, basically. What is he comfortable with?
So which years was this that you had the job?
Pardon? What?
Which years did you have? What were the years that you were?
I was at 2001 and 2003 World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, in South Africa.
Yeah. So how would it work, for example? So you've got a team of, say, 4 selectors. You sit down, you discuss the team. Like you said earlier, a couple of you pick players, choose themselves. One selector thinks he should be playing, another selector thinks he should be playing. Does it just come down to, would you make the final call on a selection if it was an even vote, or how would you get down to the final team?
Very seldom I would go to make that call. I would either discuss it with the captain.
Okay. So Sean Pollock at the top.
Yeah, he was until the World Cup, and then after the World Cup, we gave it to Graham.
Yeah.
But Graham wasn't part of the selection panel.
Okay.
The coach was part of the selection panel. So Graham and the coach will meet before our meeting,
Okay.
and the coach will then represent Graham at the meeting in terms of what they've discussed.
Okay.
And then I will contact my selectors also before the meeting and see where they are, so that at least you have some common denominators when you get into the meeting. Otherwise the meeting could be a mess.
Yeah.
Might not be enough hours in the day. So there's a lot of work going on before the meeting, and then like I said, most cases you'll ask the coach then or the captain where they are with a particular player, and then you go along that way. And if you have red flags on certain players, then you forewarn the captain and the coach on those kind of particular players. and then it's either the coach or the captain or myself that has to speak to them.
Okay.
Never like to just drop a player.
Mm.
You always want to say to him beforehand, look, we're possibly 2 innings away or a game away from, you know. So you prepare them basically for that. Because nobody likes to be dropped.
No.
Nobody thinks that they should be dropped either.
Also, as a coach of an international team, you never really, you're more about managing egos than actually coaching them. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, it's at that level it's more about man management.
Yes.
And basically it is to get players to perform consistent, well played.
Great shot, Neil McKenzie.
In most cases, it's about getting players to perform consistently at their best.
Yes.
And sometimes that can become very tricky, especially if the team doesn't do well. When a team does well and you're a little bit out of form, then the team can carry you.
Yes.
But if the team doesn't do well, then it becomes a huge burden on you, because that is where the reflection goes and all the signals goes to you. But it was a good experience. I was very fortunate that I could serve the game in so many aspects. It just gave me a broader view of what goes on in the different sectors of the game.
Yes.
You know, from a captain perspective, from a playing perspective, from a selecting perspective, from a coach perspective. You know, it's just people see things differently from a different view, from a different angle, you know, and sometimes they reason from that perspective as well, and they stay in it. They never take them out and look at it a broader sense, you know. So it was a good education for me in that case as well.
Brilliant.
Well, Mackenzie's definitely having a field day out there. 44 after 19. Of course, he's played steady cricket. Keep the scoreboard ticking with his 47 of 39.
This will definitely be Mackenzie's maiden 50. Phil Callahan in. Oh. Phil Callahan is up there in the all-time highest wicket takers for last man stands. Based himself out of initially Wellington and now is living in Melbourne, Australia. Great shot. Oh.
Mackenzie's placing is just superb. Just in front of square.
Oh, fantastic batting masterclass, some would say.
Made it look easy, effortless. I saw the funny side of that as well. Lovely. Good.
That's 50. Well batted, Neil.
Like that.
Oh, great stuff.
Shot of the day. Look at that.
Look at the keeper.
Lovely.
I think that was premeditated, Omar.
Well, he made up his mind, if you're going to bowl it that far outside off stump, I might as well play you behind.
Not a shot that you'll see in most cricket manuals.
Lovely innings. Strike rate of 221.
Well batted, Neil Mackenzie.
Beautiful.
Looking all too easy here for the Alex Scars. Oh, chucking it up there is full. Trying to deceive the batsman with his flight.
And of course, he's possibly one blow away from his 50.
It's been a solid knock. He's looked very good. Compact player, playing within himself. Batting around, we batted well around Mackenzie's knock. So 30 odd to go. Be a memorable victory for the Alex Chiefs.
Lovely placing. Just drop it onto the leg side on the square leg. And ran comfortable too.
If anyone around the world is watching, and you're wanting to join or get involved in Last Man Stands, on our website, if you go to lastmanstands.com/join, you can register a team, register as an individual, and we'll find you a team to play in wherever you are in the world. Fantastic partnership we've got at the World Champs this year is with the Gary Kirsten Foundation, and he's doing a fantastic job for cricket in South Africa and in the region, Omar.
Very good. He's active. Very busy man with his coaching here in the Western Cape.
Yeah.
And he's done well.
It's really good. Back to what we were talking about coaching earlier. He would obviously coached a very strong Indian team a couple of years ago with Session and Dhoni and all the boys. That would be a tough job.
Well, I think it was a tough job, but I think what he've achieved there was phenomenal.
Yes.
Him and Paddy Upton was just a very good partnership.
Yeah.
Paddy Upton, with all his experience with the national teams that he had, and Gary as a cricketer himself, and his pathway, I think they contributed to that success of the Indian team. Well, they had the potential, but I don't think they had the character to do it. And what they've achieved was just phenomenal. And I think they also changed the course of the Indian mentality in terms of how good they can become. They've always had good individual cricketers, but they're hardly a very good team.
Yeah. Oh, ball. 28 to go. About 7 overs. No, sorry. 15.1. So it's could be quite a tight finish this if they don't get a couple of boundaries or start rotating the strike.
Well, in course, he might have to retire, and then we will be 2 new batsmen in there.
We often see that retiring and getting a new batsman in changes the course of the
Changes
game.
the course of the game. It all of a sudden, 2 new guys starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Could be very interesting.
Looking forward to seeing the Scottish team play after this.
Yeah.
So we've got group games during this week and the big grand final next Saturday, which will be fantastic. Well better than Corsi, that's a 50 not out for him. Whiteley now coming to bat. Will be a bit nervous.
What's that? 23 of 4 overs, is it?
Yep. Oh, great sportsmanship there. One of the fielders ran up to him and shakes his hand. Always good to see that on the cricket field.
Very good strike rate, 116 for his 50. Might just be a tricky time to retire a batsman and getting 2 new batters in there. Angus, he pulls fairly straight.
So Phil Callahan back into the attack.
Ooh.
Good shot.
Could be very interesting. Batsman is going to have to hit straight into the wind.
Well,
It's not going to be that easy to get boundary straight.
so it's a runner ball for them to get them over the line. Ooh. Great shot. Just one. Oh, gonna push for 2. Very good running. Well done.
He's played that sweep shot nicely. Just helped it on. Didn't try and hit it, rather placing it.
It's wide. Great shot, they're going to go for 2 again. Oh no, good fielding. It's been great to commentate with you today, Emma. Thanks for your time today.
That's been a pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed being part of this last man stand cricket concept. Hopefully more teams will join your concept and it will grow from strength to strength.
That's the plan. Just great to see so many people playing cricket that wouldn't otherwise be playing cricket.
Well, I always said that, somewhere along the line, cricket lovers and cricket administrators should look to grow the game on a social basis.
Yeah.
The mere fact that women's cricket has grown so big now, that's a huge plus. This kind of social cricket, for me, it is absolutely fantastic. Then there's still the golden oldies,
Yeah.
which is also a good
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah. Would you fall into that category now?
I am in that category, but I don't think I would play that. The one thing that I would like to see is growth and possibly more purpose. You try to work that down the leg side.
Oh, great running. Oh, great running.
The area that I would like to see more purpose and more meaningful in terms of participation and in terms of quality coaching is primary school cricket,
Yes.
junior cricket, under 13 cricket. From my little bit of experience in that area, I don't think we do enough.
Yeah.
We take talented cricketers for granted. We don't
Exactly.
spend enough time with them. And I feel that is possibly the time where you can really make an impact.
Yeah. No, I definitely 100% agree with that.
And this concept is about participation. It's about
Yes.
you bat, bowl and field.
Yeah. A lot of action going on.
And
Yeah.
for a kid, that is what he
Yeah.
or she wants to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more you expose them to that, some
right.
kids develop on their own. They're creative by themselves.
Yes.
Others needs to be exposed to it. And I think what I've seen here now, I really like. I really like this concept.
So it's 10 to win of 2 overs now. Surely you'd be backing the batting side.
Well, they've got youth on their side. They can run twos.
Yep. Great shot. Placed in the gap. Get back for 2. So 8 off 9 balls. Pretty even contest this, which is,
Well,
what do you think?
they planned it nicely. They've
Yeah.
worked it out beautifully. I think the 2 retired batsmen played them nicely into the game.
Good job.
Are placed
Second.
in between the 2 fielders. Good effort. Still getting through for 2 runs.
Just 5 required now. One thing I didn't mention is in each game you get clothing bonus points. So if your team is fully dressed in the same shirt and the same longs, you get a point each, which encourages teams to be dressed well for games. And you often find in a lot of leagues that those points that you've accumulated during the season are the difference between you making the knockout stages or not.
Okay.
And we use a lot of sort of public parks for our leagues, and when you see teams in their uniforms, it looks like a professionally run league, which we want. You don't want guys just in t-shirts and shorts. It just looks like park type cricket. It's the last over. It's great running. Oh.
Not such a good throw.
Two to go. Oh, 3 balls. 2 runs.
Very interesting.
That's good.
Very interesting. Good tactic. Short of a length.
Oh.
Good shot. Unlucky with field.
Well
Correct
done.
field placing.
That's it. Well played, guys. Timed it to perfection. 1 ball to go.
Very good game of cricket.
That's the win for the LX Chiefs against the Old Fools from Melbourne. Well, thank you for joining us for our commentary wherever you are around the world. Thanks again to Omar for his time and his knowledge, and it's been fantastic having you today.
Thanks, Ross. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
And we'll be back soon. Thanks, guys.
One shot, batting scorecard, bowling scorecard, match summary. After all is done, then take off.
So we're going to be showing the scorecards now and the summaries and some highlights, so stay tuned. Great to see everyone shaking hands. Here's Mackenzie, Neil, sociable guy, having a good chat to the boys. Thanking the umpires. The umpires are a massive part of the leagues. They do a fantastic job for us. So there's a scorecard for the LX Chiefs. 50s for Bongani, Neil. And bowling figures, the Old Fools. Good figures from Tenzin Grieve, 3 overs, 0 for 23. Sean Kennedy, 3 overs, 0 for 34. So that's it. It's a summary. LX Chiefs win by 7 wickets. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye bye. We'll be back shortly.